Mayor Craig Greenberg shared an update on what the city is doing to address the issues of homelessness. There are several new pieces of art now filling the walls of City Hall, and for Louisville Restaurant Week, we went out on the street asking people to name their favorite Louisville restaurant. All that and more on Louisville This Week. I'm Renell Brown, Special Assistant in the Office of Mayor Craig Greenberg. Mayor Greenberg shared an update on how his administration's efforts to deal with the city's homelessness issues have been paying off.
2 years ago, when I first became mayor, we had an urgent problem that was getting worse. Encampments were creating dangerous situations. Dangerous for the people who were living on our streets and dangerous for the people who were using our sidewalks. At that time, 2 years ago, we were headed in the wrong direction. So our team took action. We provided more outreach, support, services, and shelter for people who needed help the most, and we removed these camps. We've also added outreach staff to strengthen our homeless services team. One of the ways that we measure the impact of our work to reduce homelessness is by tracking the number of calls that we get to Metro 311 that relate to homelessness. And I'm proud to say that in the 2 years since I've been mayor, the number of encampment calls that we have received on our Metro 311 line has been decreased by 77%. 77% fewer calls year to date in 2025 than we received for the same time period in 2023. We're receiving fewer reports of encampments around our community, fewer reports of people who are in distress and are in crisis, who we need to help. That's momentum. That's heading in the right direction for our city.
During the mayor's weekly press briefing, Farrah Burleson shared her story of resilience and determination, going from experiencing homelessness firsthand to helping others get off the streets and into permanent housing.
I had to trust someone else's vision because mine was clouded by fear. It was clouded by substances and the haze of addiction. My mental health was not strong, and the very stench of my own dead dreams. It was at this point in my transformation that another seed was planted for substance abuse treatment and mental health counseling, so I did a very, very brave thing. I asked for help. It was hard. It wasn't easy. I had to trust others. I had to be vulnerable. I had to be brave. I had to allow other people to get control, help me get control over my life. In the early months, my fight for survival as a sober individual was equally as hard as the decision to go to treatment. It was easily the most challenging thing I have ever decided to do. It was not rainbows and sunshine. There was no instant gratification. There was no prize to be won. It was dark. It was scary, and I wanted to give up many, many times. But for whatever reason, I just kept going. Today, my life looks totally different, and truth be told, I do not miss that old version of me. In 3.5 short years, I have turned my entire life around for the better. I get to use my experience from the depths of my pain and my darkness to help individuals like me with empowerment. I assist them with removing the fear of the unknown and tackling barriers one day at a time, providing a much-needed encouragement along the way. It is because of the support from Mayor Greenberg, Metro City Council, and the Goodwill that programs like The Another Way have been able to reach so many people in crisis and find their way out of darkness and into a place of hope. Thank you.
Mayor Greenberg is working to help bring down the price of gas in Louisville by asking the Environmental Protection Agency and Governor Beshear to lift the ban on reformulated gas requirements.
Last week, in partnership with the Air Pollution Control Board, Director Rachel Hamilton, I sent a letter to Governor Beshear and to the Environmental Protection Agency asking that the reformulated gas requirement be lifted for Louisville, Jefferson County. Governor Beshear has since sent that petition and sent his own letter to the U.S. EPA to initiate the opt-out process for Louisville, Jefferson County. Governor Beshear and I stand with many state legislators here in Jefferson County who all agree and support this effort to end RFG in Louisville, Jefferson County. I look forward to this request being granted by the federal government in the near future, and once it takes effect, It will be a sign of the progress that we have made to clean the air here in our city, and it will also reduce gas prices in our city. Two things that are cause for celebration.
Jefferson County Sheriff John Aubrey has been named the 2025 National Sheriff of the Year by the National Sheriff's Association.
I cannot tell you, I am not educated enough to articulate to you how I felt when they told me at the conference that I had been selected. I am rarely speechless, and my folks know that. I like to share two things. Just treat people right. And the other thing that's been the key to my success is surrounding yourself with people who believe the philosophies that you do and who treat people the way you do. And I truly believe that is the key to whatever I've achieved in my lifetime.
Mayor Greenberg, LMPD Homicide Unit, and Louisville Metro Department of Corrections Director Colonel Jerry Collins held a joint press conference in reference to the homicide of Louisville Metro Department of Corrections officer Michael Weeda.
He was a corrections officer who just completed his training and joined us in November of last year. He joined Louisville Metro Department of Corrections from the State Department of Corrections. Officer Weeda had immigrated to our community from Liberia. He's lived here for several years, along with his wife and teenage son. Our hearts are broken for his family. All of us at Louisville Metro government, and in particular his colleagues at Louisville Metro Department of Corrections, miss him dearly and will continue to miss him dearly.
Officer Weeda had come to the United States pursuing a degree in criminal justice from the University of Louisville in 2023 and chose a career in public service that was cut short due to this tragic event. Officer Weeda had been with LMDC since August 9th of 2024 when he started the academy and had made a huge impact with fellow officers as well as those incarcerated at the jail. Officer Weeda had a bright future at LMDC that has been cut short.
We're asking for anyone to come forward who knows anything about this incident. Specifically, if they spoke to Michael on Saturday, if they knew him and spoke to him, we would like to talk to you. If they saw Michael on Saturday, we would like to speak with you. If someone in that area saw someone matching that description in the area of 2700 block of Cedar, we would like to speak with you. The description is a black male, thin, wearing a green t-shirt, blue pants, and athletic running shoes. Again, this is very early in the investigation. Detectives are actively trying to determine the events that led up to this horrible incident and identify those responsible.
As the snow continued to fall, Officer Weeda's colleagues in Louisville Metro government helped escort his body to the funeral home. The Louisville Metro Office of Equity held a Black History Month celebration in conjunction with Melanera Marketplace.
We are celebrating Black History Month, and it's important because we have local entrepreneurs. We are partnering with Melanera Marketplace, and this gives people downtown as well as our Metro employees an opportunity to shop locally and celebrate our local Black businesses.
As we fight through all the barriers that we are fighting through, that we need these opportunities because what it does is shine the light on entrepreneurship. It also gives them exposure, and then they become possibly having a new client. And so it's so important for us to figure out how can we help them to succeed. The thing I tell people, when you spend your dollars here at Melanair Marketplace, you are putting it right back into the Black business. It means you're putting it right back in the community. That's why I'm so glad to be able to work and partner with Vanessa, the director over the Office of Equity, because she gets it, and the mayor gets it. And it's like, well, you know what? We need to be able to have this moving forward where people understand shopping local drives the economy. And Black-owned business need to be a part of that pie.
I don't know the exact numbers off top, but I do know the Black dollar doesn't stay in our community that long. Like it's pretty quick, that it gets out. So being able to circulate it back in the community means growth and wealth, and we're growing our community. So it definitely means a lot being out here circulating the Black dollar back into our community.
To have these opportunities downtown Louisville is a real big opportunity because our ancestors was literally here to fight for us to do things like this. Because maybe a few decades ago, we couldn't experience anything like this. So I want to say thank you that anyone that comes here and purchase anything from a Black dollar.
I want to remind people that they can support local minority businesses all the time, every day. But I hope more people stop by today, and I thank everybody who has been a part.
DuPont Manual High School senior Davis Randall was back on the court for senior night, not letting bone cancer stand in the way of him getting some buckets.
Every high school athlete looks forward to senior night. And for Manual senior Davis Randall, this night is a lot different than what he would have envisioned 4 years ago.
Just get back to it made me a little bit emotional. Like just doing the small stuff, like warming up with the team, that hit a little different because I ain't been able to do it for, 2 years.
For the past 2 years, Randall has been battling osteosarcoma, a type of bone cancer, a disease that robbed him of his junior and senior high school basketball seasons, a disease he's still fighting. But tonight, the only thing that matters is seeing number 34 playing the game he loves.
To come out and see him in his jersey on the court with the team, because he's missed that for the past 2 years. So that kind of got me, but we are just so proud of him and his fight and his determination to push through this ugly disease.
Forward is 6'3" senior, number 34, Davis Randall.
For the first time in 2 years, Randall got his name in the box score, scoring 4 points. But as a competitor, he wanted more.
It was good. I wish I could have made some more than threes. They felt good, but they just didn't fall. But I'll take those 2 layups. That was good. If he could have dunked, he would have.
Oh, absolutely.
If he could have mustered up the energy to dunk, I think he would have. That's the type of kid he is. He was going to go for the three-pointer.
We talked about the plan, how we wanted to make it work. Of course, Davis maybe changed the plan that he wanted to shoot a three. So the kid can experience what he did. Experience movies off of it.
And going against the initial plan, he definitely got some grief for it, but not from head coach McQuell Coleman.
Not shoot. He went about 0 for 4 today, but it's all right. Look at the score.
They already started. My friends, my brother, my dad, they already started.
Davis brought Magdalene and hit the three. One of his friends is on the opposite team. They had that little thing on the court too. It's a really, really special night.
While every senior night is special, this night will not be forgotten.
Best one ever. It's the best one ever because that kid got to come out there and experience something that he grew up looking forward to.
As much as he has fought to be here, we are happy that he was given this moment tonight because he deserves it. And he has worked so hard to fight and be healthy as possible to be able to participate tonight. So it was all for him and it was worth it.
The 7th annual Art in City Hall reception was held to honor the 5 artists whose art will hang on the walls of City Hall this year.
Welcome everyone to the 7th Annual Art in City Hall. I am so happy to continue this tradition to beautify our 150-year-old historic wall with the work of local artists.
They had over 60 people send in their applications to have their art featured at City Hall.
Everyone, please join me in thanking our 5 artists: Haley Fitzgibbon, Pamela Capps, Deshawn Washington, Janet Dake, Morgan McGill. I thank each of you for making City Hall more vibrant.
I was confident, but it's still just surreal to know that the characters I've drawn since 6th grade are now in City Hall. It's almost like a validation of some sort.
Dirt bowl,
Yes,
juice
ma'am.
bowl,
Yes, ma'am. I would love
hooping,
to.
or something.
I would love
I'd
to.
love to see that in a painting, wouldn't you?
They chose 3, and I'm really excited about those. I'm a big movie cinephile, and basically my art is it's almost like concept art in the form of manifesting. I want to make animated films one day. It's mainly 2D, traditional animation, and I kind of want to revitalize that. And this is kind of me, almost me pitching in a way. It's me pitching, and on a big scale, to have it in Louisville City Hall is pretty dope. It's a dope step on this journey, and I appreciate being here.
The Louisville Metro Corrections Training Academy held their Class 142 graduation.
As we gather here, it is not just about the badge we are soon to wear. It is about everything we've endured, learned, and the people who helped us get here. We have been pushed physically, mentally, and emotionally in ways we never expected. Every time one of us stumbled, we all fell together. And every time one of us succeeded, we celebrated together. Our unity has been the foundation on which our class has stood through thick and thin.
You become the lead character in your own story. Have confidence and don't worry. You're not in it alone. We will walk beside you. You now have the opportunity to make an impact on so many lives. An impact, not an impression. Impressions fade away. Impacts last forever. Today you start forging your own legacy and the story others will tell about you. Lay the foundation with loyalty, commitment, and service to others.
We're incredibly proud of the work that all of my colleagues at LMDC do. And I'm confident that you've now received the training to be physically and mentally prepared for doing this incredibly important work. So thank you and congratulations.
On the new Metro TV show, Beyond the Bench, host Ben Johnson talked with Recreation Supervisor Trevor Neville about spring break camps.
So we're getting ready to come up on spring break camps, but we have spring break camp and we also have open programming.
Yes.
So what's the difference?
So we do have 2 separate options this spring break when your kids are off. We have spring break camps, which are a little more traditional structured camps. They start earlier. We go from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Okay.
Our open programming is our normal center hours from 11 a.m. up until that 7:30 p.m. time when the centers close.
Okay.
The spring break camps are more structured activities throughout the day. The kids are always going to be doing something, and there's a field trip at the end of the week.
Okay.
Open programming, you don't have access to that same field trip, and the kids can come and go as they please, because while we do offer structured programming at open programming sites, it's not as structured as with our spring break camps.
Right. So, and that's the key difference. The open programming sites, your kids can come and go as they please. So what I'll say is the actual camp that you pay for, which we'll touch on shortly, is actually custodial. You drop them off, and when you come back, you know they'll be there. So that is a significant difference. And we actually made that change a couple of years ago because some people weren't as interested in the traditional camp experience. So because we have so many community centers, we're able to offer both. So that's great. So speaking of cost, what are we charging for spring break camp this year?
We are charging $60 for the entire week.
Not a day?
Not a day, not every 2 days, for the whole week.
60.
60, and that includes the price of the field trip that we're
$12 a day.
$12 a day for a whole 8-hour programming block.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
It's something that you can't really beat.
LMPD Deputy Chief Emily McKinley, Homicide Commander Lieutenant Les Skaggs, and SWAT Commander Sergeant Aaron Browning led the LMPD bi-weekly update press conference.
So far this year, we've had 10 criminal homicides compared to 16 this time last year. So we're seeing some positive results there, a 37.5% decrease. So that's good. Those are encouraging numbers to see. We hope to continue to see that trend as we progress throughout the year.
In 2023, at this point, we were at 25 criminal homicides. So in a 2-year span, year to date, currently this year, we're at 10. In 2023, we were at 25. It is very early in the year, but it is very reassuring to be just about 2 months into the year to have that kind of difference in numbers. That's a huge benefit for us because we're able to focus more time on those cases we have.
A lot of our operations are surround and call out. We use this so that we can give every subject the opportunity to surrender on their own without having to use any kind of force. It's extremely important to us. SWAT's mission is to save lives, and no doubt the actions that they took that day, they saved that man's life. I'm proud to work for them as one of their team leaders, and they're doing the hard work every day. We're talking about property damage and not the loss of life. So that's why we did what we did, and I hope you have a better understanding.
You're never at loss for something to do in Louisville. Roseanne Maston with Louisville Tourism has suggestions for what you might enjoy this month.
Hi, my name is Roseanne Maston, and I'm with Louisville Tourism. We are the marketing destination agency for the city of Louisville, so we're a good resource for what is going on and what you want to do in the town. Some of the things that are coming up for February, and then if you have spring fever, like I do and many of us do, you don't want to miss the Home and Garden Show. That's going to be at our other convention center out by the fairgrounds, which is called the Kentucky Exposition Center, and it's going to feature everything home and garden. So this year we're going to have celebrity speakers, gifts, gourmet vendors. You can buy tickets at a discount online, and the tickets are free for children. So you really won't want to miss this introductory to the spring. So this is a wonderful way to still get out and about in February when the weather is always wanting to keep us inside. But make sure you go and support these wonderful activities that we have in our community.
In honor of Louisville Restaurant Week, which is February the 24th to March 2nd, Metro TV went out on the streets of the city to ask people about their favorite Louisville restaurant.
My favorite restaurant would have to be Veronica's Mexican Restaurant, and it's located in the Newburgh Hop Level area. And I've tried various of burrito tacos in the city, like multiple places, you know, with the consomme and all that stuff. And I have to say the customer service, like they're always sold out. It is the best of the best burrito tacos, and everybody should try it.
I work at a restaurant called Corner Cafe. I highly recommend it. It's a local family-owned restaurant. It's little, but when you get in there, it's, you know, pretty big. They have Italian and subs. They're really known for their shrimp and grits. They have like it's an award-winning dish.
My name's Elar Begovic, and I'm from Bosnia. And my favorite restaurant here is Bazzero's. Wonderful steakhouse. They got the best meats and the best customer service you can ever have. Honestly, it's not that expensive compared to other steakhouse. I recommend it down here in Louisville. It's pretty good. Come check it out.
I'm El Santiago. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I've been out here like 2-3 years. My favorite spot is Indy's.
My favorite restaurant around here has got to be a new place. It just opened on Bardstown Road called La Patisserie. It's a really good place if you're looking for a breakfast, and they just started lunch, and check it out.
A celebration of language, culture, and connection was held by the Louisville Metro Government Office of Immigrant Affairs and the U of L College of Arts and Sciences during this year's International Mother Language Day.
International Mother Language Day is a globally annual observance celebrated on February 21st. And today, this was our second annual International Mother Language Day on behalf of the Mayor's Office for Immigrant Affairs. We are celebrating linguistic and cultural diversity.
I think it's just, really important to keep your heritage, keep your mother tongue, and I think, your mother language will always bring you back to your roots.
My name is Chagazem Ibiauchi. I bring you greetings from the eastern part of Nigeria in West Africa. We are called the Igbos, and we speak Igbo language. My poem is called Nzobu Nzobu. Nzobu Nzobu, aim by aim. Nzobu Nzobu, aim by aim.
You heard some participants saying that a language is more than a means of communication. It's an identity. Having multiple languages is almost like having multiple identity inside of you, because every language that you learn it in a specific context for a specific reason. Let's say my dad or my cousins who are they don't speak English. If I have to talk to them about my work, I'm actually translating myself. So I'm going from my English experience in academia to telling them what happens, which means that being a multilingual person, it's almost like holding multiple identities at the same time, which is fascinating.
The connection you have to your culture and to yourself when you speak your language is just nothing compared to it. So I want to thank again Dr. Lakwani and Larry Shanti, who worked on this program to help us celebrate this day, but also, yes.
For this event, I worked with the Office for Immigrant Affairs along with other events leading up to this, just connecting immigrant populations, refugee populations with the campus community, so faculty, staff, and students. So we just put this event to just celebrate linguistic diversity and just kind of honoring all that heritage and history that is found in languages. And that's really a way for people to connect. Like one of our panelists said, it's the cornerstone of community, culture, and identity. And that's really what we saw here today.
To recognize the beautiful diversity that we have here in Louisville. There are over 150 languages spoken in JCPS, and we know over 100 nationalities that are represented. In Congo alone, they speak over 200 languages. And so I know that, we have more than 150 languages spoken right here in Louisville.
This poem reminds me that when I have struggles, I can get through it if I have courage and work hard. It assures me that working hard pays off and helps us to become stronger and better. Igbo kwenu. Nigeria kwenu. Igbo kwezieno.
Thank you. It's educational. It is absolutely awareness. That is how International Mother Language Day became an actual observance, is to create that awareness piece. We are very diverse linguistically and in all the languages over the years, even in Louisville City.
There are about 7,000 languages in the world, and about 40 to 43% of those languages will be disappearing at the end of this century. Now, when a language disappears, it's a culture, a way of being, it's a set of knowledge that is actually disappearing. So this is maybe the awareness we're trying to bring here. If we lose those languages without backup, without some kind of memory banks for them, it's a set of knowledge that we lose, humanity loses.
Even though there are times where you feel like you need to assimilate, you still can hold a piece of yourself and you know where you come from.
Thank you for watching Louisville This Week. Please share Metro TV with your family and friends and ask them to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and download our app on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Have a wonderful week.